Hello everyone, welcome back to Board Show, Sport Mode. So, as you all know of now, 0.7 has come out. It's been like 2 months. And in 0.7, they introduced a new difficulty option, which increased the durability of enemies. There is now a medium difficulty, which was the previous difficulty, and a new difficulty has been added, which is hard, which is the new difficulty. So here we have a medium difficulty enemy. If you go ahead and hit this, it just completely dismembers it. And we're gonna have to switch to hard difficulty, and then spawn one in, and give this a good old whacking. You see that? These new NPCs are quite durable, and I like that. This adds a whole new difficulty to the game. It's quite chunky, but they still die regardless, because Stun Baton is OP! So in this episode of Sport Mode, we are going to be putting these NPCs through vigorous durability test to test the limits of the durability. Ain't that right, pal? So let's go and start this thing off by seeing what kind of heights these enemies can survive falling from. Alright, here we have a basic height. A relatively short distance that you'll fall from, but it could be lethal. You never know! It was lethal. Alright, let's go ahead and lower this a bit. So we're about at the height of these things, which is what sometimes we drop enemies from. So this would be a good test to see if they survive from these heights. And here, I'm gonna try and make this guy land on his feet. Go! Ooh, you are still dead. This is very interesting. Just gonna lower this down just a tad bit. Off you go. And it's still dead. Alright. What seems to be the main factor of causing them to die is they land on one leg and it shatters, which causes them to die. But I have seen enemies fall from a distance like this and survive. I don't know how I'm gonna replicate that though. Maybe if I just go ahead and... There we go! Yeah, they don't have to land on their leg. Alright. So if they land on their leg and it breaks, that will cause a good portion of damage to this enemy, and I think more than it can actually take, and it will die. So make sure to cripple their legs when they fall. That way, it will cause them to die from heights like these. That's really useful information for fighting enemies. Alright, let's go ahead and lower this a bit. See if they can die from even shorter heights by breaking their leg. But I don't know if their legs actually will break from heights like these. Alright, let's see if I can get this dude to break his leg. Here we go! Did it break? Oh, it didn't break. Oh wait, it did shatter. Okay, so it did break, but the fall alone didn't do enough damage. And this didn't do enough damage as well to kill this enemy. But I think him repeatedly falling over from failure of another leg will cause him to die eventually, because his head will hit the ground. Alright, so that's interesting. Oh! It's a miracle. He managed to stand up with one leg. Oh, you are a beauty to nature, aren't you? He actually did it. Such a rare occasion, which makes it all the more sadder. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to do this. Alright, so in this experiment, we've learned that enemies are not that durable if they break their leg while falling. However, if they land on something other than their leg, then the damage done won't be that great, because the leg breaking deals additional damage. Alright, next test. For this next one, I am gonna have to borrow this fan right here. And then I'm gonna place this fan about right here. Yep, that'll be good. And then this next part can be kind of brutal. I am gonna place an enemy here and watch as the fan tears him in half. Oh, hey, no fighting. No fighting. There's gonna be no fighting it, alright? Alright, they still cannot withstand. This trap right here is definitely a killer. There goes your legs. So, I don't think these new NPCs are surviving a trap like this. Which brings us to this devilish contraption right here. I'm sure you guys are nice and excited for this contraption. I'm not even gonna explain how this works, I'm just gonna show it. Aw, quit flowing like a little baby, you'll be fine. So, I'm gonna go ahead and activate this thruster button, and here we go. Oh, I thought it survived. But yeah, this thing right here is the bone masher. And I've, of course, set the thrusters to 1000%. But I'm gonna down this back a bit. These enemies are really being a bunch of babies today. These do not want to die, and I do not blame them. They want to cause as much pain for me as I'm causing as much pain for them. which unfortunately is not going to be the case because they're going to be in another world of pain. Alright, here we go. I'm going to deactivate once it reaches the halfway point. And... I think it survived for a bit. When it bounced up, it crashed back down and unfortunately died. But I think it survived the first initial hit. Oh boy, you're really not enjoying this, are ya? Go and activate this, and once you reach its halfway point, deactivate. And... boom! It survived! Yes! Oh, you think you can lift that box? So unfortunately, it's gonna kill you. But yeah, there we go. One of them actually survived. Granted, it was on the lowest of the low settings, but still, that's a pretty good achievement. Because these dummies have been fragile for a long time. And I'm finally happy to see that they're actually surviving one of my experiments. Alright, let's move on to the final one. Oh. There we go. Alright. That seems to be good. So, this device right here, some of you may recognize, and as of course, from the space video. I've made a few improvements to this design, like adding a second box right here, to make sure these legs just do not go underneath here and just get torn off instantly. And also, I'm probably going to be welding these nice and close to the body, so these also don't get torn off instantly, due to him just flailing about these arms, like so. And of course, I am going to be welding the toes to the box as well. Let's hope this dude can survive some minimal G-forces. There we go, nice and raised. Alright, I'm gonna activate this in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, mister. You are gonna be in for a wild ride. This thing is just gonna get faster and faster. Oh boy. He's doing pretty well. I know it's getting quite fast now. Oh boy, he's still surviving. Oh man. Keep it up, dude. Alright, he seems to be doing quite well, so now I'm gonna bump it up even more. He's still doing good. Alright, bumping it up to 1,000. Oh boy. If he survives this, I'm gonna be really surprised. But I think he's lost a leg. I think he's lost 2 legs, actually. I don't know. Alright. Just gonna stop this thing from spinning now. Let this slow down. Slow down. Yeah, I think he's lost both legs. I think he's dead from the damage of that. How you doing, bud? You alive? He's alive! He survived! Well, granted, he did lose 2 legs, but he is still alive! What a miracle! What a miracle! You, good sir, are the world's strongest dummy, and probably the world's most paranoid as well, now that you've been experiencing multiple G-forces all at once. Yeah, anything that wasn't bolted down to that immediately just got torn off, like his thighs and his lower legs. But alright, this right here has been an interesting episode, as we have played around with the new durability of these enemies. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Sport Mode, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and I'll see you in the next video.